This is Beach Talk Radio.
Good morning, Mr. and Mrs. America, and all ships at sea. This is your captain speaking, Mean Gene. Mean Gene. The following will be a test of the ship's whistle, the sonar alarm, the cable alarm, and the atomic attack alarm.
Hello, America, and welcome to the #1 radio station in all of Fort Myers Beach. Beach Talk Radio. Here are your hosts, Kim and Ed Ryan.
Yeah, baby. Welcome to the Friday Night Happy Hour show. She's somewhere around here, just hobnobbing with the regulars and the Beach Talk Radio fans in the audience. We're Margaritas on 41 for the Friday Happy Hour show. And what a weekend we have lined up. The big concert is tomorrow night on Fort Myers Beach at Moss Marina with Bill Beck and a split decision. We hope all of you plan to come down and bring a backpack for the Beach Kids Foundation. It's going to be one hell of a concert tomorrow night. Of course, we have the show at 11 o'clock at Wahoo Willie's, and we have a great show lined up for tomorrow. Let's see if I can remember. Oh, yes, we have the Landau Law Group that's coming on at 11:30, and then they're staying. After they come on the show, they're going to stay and answer your questions. They're going to set up a table, and they're going to have snacks. And they're going to answer your questions about insurance, because right now, folks, if your insurance company has not paid you what you deserve, they're operating in bad faith. So you may need an attorney. And so they're going to answer all your questions tomorrow at Wahoo Willie's. And then the big show at Wahoo Willie's at 4:30 with Bill Beck. 6 o'clock, split decision. We're just going to relax in the parking lot. It's going to be a relaxing evening in the parking lot. We're going to look at the water. We're going to enjoy some great music. And we're going to have a good time. Now, ladies and gentlemen, ready to join the show, 5 minutes late, is the star of the show, my lovely wife of 72 years. Here she is, the lovely, vivacious Kimberly Rose Ryan. You have number two? Yeah, you're good. You have your headphones?
I'm going to put my headphones on, but you got
so you can
my name
actually hear what I'm
wrong.
saying. You know, I like to change your name around.
And I'm not 72 years old,
I didn't say you were 72. I said we've been married 72 years.
which
No.
would make me like
92 or
90
something like
something.
that. Yeah. No, I was telling everybody about the big show tomorrow. We're looking forward to the concert. And then right now we have 260 runners and walkers registered for the day before Mother's Day 5K. And we got the medals delivered to our house yesterday, and they look so cool. So, you know, Jim Matterholt said to me yesterday his goal is to come in third place. Like he's 60. I think he's got a 61st birthday coming up, but his goal is to place third. I mean, who sets a goal to come in third place? I mean, third place to me is like second last place. I mean, if your goal is not to be in first place, your goal is to really be in last place. I mean, your goal
why do you
should,
have to give him a hard
but
time.
your goal should always be to come in first place.
How
Why
much-
do you set a goal?
why-
I want
why-
to be a bronze medalist. I mean, whoever said that?
How about you just want to finish? How about you
Well,
just want to finish the
he-
race?
Well, he didn't say that. He didn't say I just want to finish. He said I want to finish in third place in my age. I mean, who does that? I mean, seriously. Why doesn't he set a goal to be
Here's the
like, I
thing.
want to be a winner?
You always want to come in first. And
Right.
when do you come in?
I come in fourth a lot. I'm
You
totally
always come in
out
fourth.
of the medal.
So maybe
All the
you
time.
should just aim for third,
Yeah.
and maybe you'll get there.
So the medals were delivered to our house yesterday, and they are stunning. Not just the medals, but the what do you call the things that hold the medals? They're the necklace things. What are they called? The straps. You don't even know what it's called. Whatever holds the medals, they have a picture of
I
the
just think people refer to the whole thing as the medal.
the
I don't think
picture
they-
of the strap has the Fort Myers Beach Pier on it, and then the medal has the pier on it. They did such a great job
Mhm.
of coming up with those medals. And I got some of the shirts in yesterday with all the sponsors on the back. And of course, that's May 13th.
You really need to step out of. You're really in a rut with the yellow.
No, everything has to be yellow, dear. It's
No,
it's
it
our
doesn't
thing.
have
The
to be
color
yellow.
is our thing is yellow. And
The
so
hoodies are blue.
Well, you
Everybody
know-
loves the hoodies, and you have a hat on that's blue.
you know why we have blue hoodies? Because they couldn't come up with yellow. That was why.
Well,
I mean, I would wear a yellow hoodie.
of course you would.
Yeah, because it stands out. It pops out. And if I can get, even if I can get gold is just as good as yellow to me, because gold, you know, it looks kind of like yellow, and it's golden.
Lanyards. Yep. That's
Thank
what
you
it
very
is.
much,
Thank
Kelly.
you.
If I had the bell out, Kelly would get 3 bells
Mhm,
for that. Yeah.
Mhm.
So right now we're at 260 runners and walkers and virtual participants. So we really want to get it to 300, because 300 is the magic number for a donation check that we're going to be able to deliver to FMB Strong. So, I mean, even if you're going to walk, it really is only, what's it, $30? It's something like $30. It goes up to, I think, $40
I don't know.
the
I have
week
nothing
of.
to do with
Right.
your
with my stupid
finances,
ideas.
Your
No.
ideas.
Oh, here we go.
Or your
Total. I
accounting.
understand why you're making that public statement of total
Well, it's
separation.
true.
Yeah. So I think with, you know, a lot of the times in those races, that last week or 10 days, you get like a surge of registration.
flurry.
So yeah. So that would be great if we could get
Did
300.
you see all of that hail that fell in Florida?
No, I didn't
There
see
was a
anything
big
about it.
hailstorm.
I definitely
Yeah,
need to
yeah,
get out of
yeah,
the
yeah.
house more. So
Well, you
Any
don't need
place-
to get out of the house.
Okay,
you just
Kathy.
need to look at some
Kathy,
different
that's a
stuff.
good question, because somebody before asked the question. So Lynn Hall Park is going to be free for parking. So, I mean, and the good news about the concert is it's kind of going to be like in between the period where people come to the beach in the morning to lay out and then they leave. So if you come between like 2 and 4, you're probably going to get a spot in either Lynn Hall Park. There's parking behind Wahoo Willie's. You have to pay for it, obviously. And there's going to be parking at Moss Marina. So
you can park on the street.
You can
Do
park
they
on the
have
street, but you can pay.
parking under
You
the
have to
bridge
pay for
still?
that. Oh yeah, there's some spots under the bridge. So
Okay.
if it were me and you were just coming down for the show, I would go to the Lynn Hall Park parking lot first because it's free. And if you can find a spot there, then it's just
If
a little
it's
walk
free,
down
it's
the
me.
street. Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. Yeah, that's why we don't have those little cups for that
No,
you want to
we-
buy.
we
All
don't-
the merchandise
We have nothing
that you've
of
bought.
substance.
What do you mean?
Well,
This is all substance to me.
I know.
You want
but
the little wine cups this is her idea of
Uh.
selling merchandise. I'm going to buy this $1 wine cup from the
it's
thrift
not a
store
wine
and I'm going to
cup,
stick a
it's
sticker
just
on it. I'm going to
it's
stick a
just
Beach Talk Radio
thermal
sticker
cup.
on it. Yeah.
You can put anything in
Yeah.
it.
Well, you got to order
You
nice
could
things.
put high C in it. Do they even sell high C?
High C?
Yeah.
What's
yeah,
High
yeah.
C?
It's like a juice drink, like
Yeah.
a kid's juice drink.
Huh.
You could put juice in it. You can put anything in
There,
it.
we don't have a High C drinking crowd. This is a beer kind of.
It is
rum
not. It is
drinking
a
crowd.
coffee drinking crowd.
Yeah.
And thank you so much for all the coffees.
Yes, today was a good day for coffee. That's
you.
for sure. So let's get to our guests. We have a great show lined up. I always tell people the first 5 minutes is going to be us blabbering, but it was 8 minutes today. So
Oh, all right.
the folks from the Faith Center are here, and this is going to be. Thank you very much, our live studio audience, Marie,
Marie.
Pam from the Faith Center, and
John.
John from the Faith Center are
So
here.
first off, I have to ask Ed a question. You'll get it. Do you remember being in Oneonta?
What?
In Oneonta, there were some Antonucci's, because that's your last name, right?
Yes, it is.
Right.
I do
Do you remember that?
John, yeah.
Where?
Yeah. There was a Dr. Antonucci.
Oh, is that
Yeah.
you?
No, there's a doctor here, Dr. Larry Antonucci.
Okay, why
who's
did you
over
bring
the,
that up,
Health
dear?
Park. He's over Health Park.
Why did you bring that up?
Because as soon as I saw his name, I remembered
I
that
see.
from do you have any relatives in upstate New York?
No, just out of Jersey. It's
Yeah.
a very common name
Joyzy.
like Smith.
Yeah,
How do you say water?
Water.
No, water.
that was perfect. He
If
said
you're
it perfectly.
from Jersey, it's water.
I've been here 20 years. You know, I lost my
You
accent.
lost
Yeah.
your accent.
Yeah.
What part of Jersey?
I was from Sayreville,
Is that North Jersey or South?
Central Jersey.
Do your research next time.
Hey, Cherry Hill in relationship.
Now, Cherry Hill. Now, I was born in Elizabeth, and I moved to Maple Shade, which is right next to Cherry Hill.
Yeah.
I think it's Highway 70 down that area. And I used to have a cousin in Haddonfield, New Jersey. We used to
Yep.
go down all the time, and
Black
Philadelphia a
Horse
lot.
Pike, White
Yeah, oh,
Horse
yeah.
Pike. Yeah.
Now you're bringing back some memories
Yep.
for me.
This is so
That-
exciting.
I'll
Let
tell
me
you.
tell you, that's the first place I saw a traffic circle, and now they're everywhere.
Oh yeah,
Traffic circle?
Yeah,
or
like
do you
the-
mean a roundabout?
a roundabout?
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. We're starting to put them in here over
Yeah,
Everywhere.
yeah,
They're
it's
putting.
crazy.
We have 2 in our little dinky neighborhood.
Yeah,
Yeah, I used to work at the Pizza Hut in Marlton on the circle there. So there you go.
I bet you didn't know today's show is going to be a biography about you.
hey, you know, there's 6 degrees of
Autobiography.
separation, so
That's
everybody
right.
knows everybody somehow.
So Pam, welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Where are you from?
I was raised in Kentucky, Louisville.
Nice.
Okay, so how did you two meet?
Oh, that's a long story. Her mother was divorced, and my mother owned a Christian bookstore in South Amboy, New Jersey. And her mother went into the store and said, "My daughter's coming in town. You know anybody who would take her dancing?" And my mother said, "No, don't know anybody who'll take you dancing, but my son will take her to church." So
I
that's
see.
how we first met.
You took her to church.
Took her to church.
What-
Took her
What kind of dancing did you want to do?
All dancing. I like most dancing.
But that
Like square dancing or just like
No.
no? All right.
ballroom dancing.
two-step dancing, country music.
Now,
I mean,
have
yeah.
you learned to dance since then?
Well, I went out to visit her. She was in college at Western Kentucky University on Bowling Green, and when I went there, they never saw an Italian before. I was like, people were coming up.
Oh,
and
you're
sort of like
Italian. I
touching
didn't
me.
I didn't get it. You're
Hello.
Italian. Holy
Well,
moly.
You know what they say, Ed? There's two types of people: Italians and those that wish they were. So,
I
mean,
see. I didn't never heard that
I
before.
don't know if that's true, but,
But yeah, we were two-stepping out in Kentucky at Western Kentucky University,
Yeah.
and she
then
won
we
me
got
over.
him on a horse.
Wow.
How did that go?
A little scary. I think it
Yeah.
almost threw me off.
How
there.
did your lower regions feel the next day after the horse riding?
It was very painful. I
I'm
think,
sure it
I'm
was.
still a little sore now. When I get out
40
there and
years
walk, it's
later.
sort of,
Have you ever been to the Kentucky Derby?
Yes, a couple times.
Wow.
And
In
did
the
you wear a
infield
special
with the
hat and the
rowdies.
whole nines?
My family still goes, but they usually go on the Thursday before. It's a little less crazy, but they all dress in the hats.
Nice.
I love
dresses
that.
and
Yeah.
everything.
That's on my list.
To
coming
go to
up-
the Kentucky
coming up
Derby?
next
Yeah,
week.
and wear a
Yeah.
hat.
Is it
Actually,
next week?
Yeah.
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 Are you guys going?
No.
Oh, I see.
No.
So too many
So,
people.
how many times did he step on your feet when you were doing the dancing? Like, because he was probably still learning.
My feet are still sore.
Let's see.
Wow.
So, how long have you guys been married?
gonna be-
38
yeah.
years. In a
Wow.
couple weeks.
Nice.
Nice.
The kids?
Yeah. 3 kids.
What do they do? They besides dance and
My
ride
son-
horses?
My daughter is she works with
Vocational
yeah,
rehab.
Oh, yeah. Voc Rehab.
and then my son is a pastor up in Tampa, and my youngest son is a financial advisor here in Fort Myers.
Gotcha.
Nice.
A lot of church in your background, sounds like.
Yeah, a little bit.
Why
How
so?
did you come by? Was it your dad, your mom?
Well, I grew up in a denominational church, and I got involved with the wrong group of people, obviously, and went down a wrong path at a young age. And my parents got divorced when I was 12, and consequently, they're back together now. But I mean, at the
Wow.
time, it was very painful, and I really needed to find hope. I needed to find something that could give me, a semblance of peace of what I was going through. And somebody invited me actually to a Catholic charismatic youth group back in 1979. And I saw these young people that just came back from a conference in Steubenville, Ohio, and their lives were radically changed just from the presence of God. And from that point, I was drawn into that. And over a series of many, many years and changes, obviously, moving into a different ministry in 1985 led me to go into full-time ministry 20 years ago when I was sent down here to pastor the Faith Center down on Highway 41.
And
So-
so, is the Faith Center non-denominational
Yes.
then? Okay.
Yes.
So tell us about the Faith Center.
Well, the Faith Center started out actually as Faith Fellowship Ministries. My pastor, David Demola, who is now in heaven, planted a church and a Bible school back in the year 2000. And after a series of events, they needed a pastor down here. And, God spoke to Pam and I actually years before, probably 10 years before, pack your bags because you're going to be moving to Florida.
What do you mean God spoke to
I
you?
knew I
yeah,
knew
this
he
How
was
does that
going to do
happen?
this.
He's
He
never
was gonna
spoken to
say,
me, and
Well,
I
That's
probably
because you're
deserve
not
that.
He probably
listening.
has. It's just, you know,
You're not listening.
we have to understand that we're spiritual beings, and that if we listen on the inside, that God will speak or even make impressions to us that you just know He's leading you to do something. And when He spoke to us so many years ago, before we even came down here, I told my family, and they thought I was nuts. And that was 10 years before we moved here. But we just waited upon His timing, because His timing is perfect, sort of like what we're going to be doing in Fort Myers Beach. It's all about God's timing. And the door just opened. Our pastor came to us. I never had to pursue it. I just waited on the Lord to open up the door. And he came to us and said, I have a church down in Florida. We'd like to send you and Pam down as the pastors. I want you to pray about it, he said. And I looked back at him and I said, I don't have to pray about it, because God had already spoken to me. And he was sort of a little dumbfounded by that. But we knew we were meant to be here in Florida. And, when I moved here at 40 years old, I looked at her and I said, the only thing I regret is that I didn't move here 20
Sure.
years earlier. I mean,
Right.
it's so
Yeah.
beautiful here, and I
Right.
love it here. So
Pam, add something to that.
Well, we were excited to move down, and my husband said they never get hurricanes where we're going to live. And then Hurricane Charlie hit. So that was quite a shock. And being from Jersey, we didn't know really what to do. So we're in our closet with a mattress over us with our
Yep.
young children. And
Now,
fortunately,
where were you living? Where in Fort Myers were you living at that time?
Heritage Palms.
Oh,
Yeah.
right by us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then, we came through that, but our church in Jersey sent us $10,000 and said, go down on Fort Myers Beach, and hand out stuff. So we set up with the Red Cross at the Diamond Head
Mhm.
right after Hurricane Charlie, and we were able to give out a lot of supplies. And our hearts are to bless people that are hurting, whether it's from a hurricane, whether it's from a drug addiction, whether it's from grief of losing a loved one. We want to make a difference every day, just even touching one or two people at a time. Sometimes you look at the problems of the world and you think, what can I do? But you can make a difference just touching one or two people at a time. So that's where our hearts are. We see that there's a lot of hurting people. At least 3 of our church members lived on the beach, and we know others who live down that direction as well. Some of our church members were in Island Park, and one was even rescued from standing on top of her counters waiting for someone to come. So we're trying to just do whatever we can in the natural and in the spiritual to be able to support people that are hurting.
I am reading your comments out of the corner of my eye, so thank you for posting those. They're saying that God spoke to me to help people on Fort Myers Beach, but I've never really, you don't really hear
Yeah,
it. You just do it.
Spoke to you?
Well, I'll tell you what.
I was asleep, I think.
What you two
or-
are doing is absolutely phenomenal, because God is actually using you as sort of the point people to pivot things in the right direction. And that's how God works.
So I have a question for
I
you.
got to tell you, though.
Let
Go
me
ahead.
ask the question.
All right.
Why is it that when you feel like what you're saying is true, there's always a small number of people that don't actually believe that you will do it for no reason, just to do it?
Right.
That they think that you're doing it for nefarious reasons.
Because there's people that are always, skeptical.
Why?
There's people, and there's always going to be adversity. Like I don't expect, there's different kingdoms, the kingdom of God and the kingdom of darkness. And what we're seeing in the world today is not a clash of political views or ideologies. We're seeing 2 kingdoms really clashing. And what you're trying to do in bringing this back, you're bringing people hope. I mean, to lose your entire house, your business, everything is so devastating that, God puts people in position, and it may not be because we have religious terms. We think God can't work
I
through,
think that
through
that's,
ordinary people.
and I think that that's, in this day and age, and it, whatever God you kind of attribute that to, that's where people get hung up sometimes too, is when, people are talking about God and people have different views of that. But if you're just a good person doing a good thing with a good heart,
Right.
that falls into that category, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I mean, you're helping people, you're blessing people. And just like God spoke to me years before I moved to Florida, it was 5 years ago that we were in a transitory position where we were actually moved out of our current location. We were in the old Dollar movie theater down on South Point Boulevard, and our church had to scramble to find a place. And we were in a little Jewish synagogue on McGregor 5 years ago, and God spoke to us to start a work on Fort Myers Beach. And nothing really transpired from that point until about 4 weeks ago, when I was at a leadership meeting with some of my leaders, and they said, I really believe, we need to do something on Fort Myers Beach. Now's the time, because there's a spiritual vacuum. The Ascension Church isn't coming back. I know that Beach Baptist is down there doing a great work, and we're going to try and, come alongside him to help, whatever we can do, and other people. It's not just the churches. It's like you said, it's everybody coming together for the same purpose. And that's
whatever denomination you are, or whatever you call that higher power.
Yeah. Well, I call it God and Jesus
Right.
Christ. And that's really, there is only one God. I mean, they could say higher power, but really, my goal is to bring people a spiritual awakening.
Do you ever get criticized for what you're doing?
Yeah, I get
And
criticized.
how do you repel that?
I just focus on what God's called me to do. See, if you just focus on what God's called you to do, you're not going to focus on that's for 4 people. So look at 100,000 of people that are getting behind Ed and Kim and saying, "Go, you guys are really making a difference, and we're looking to you to get the answers of what's going to happen. When is the debris going to be
Don't look at
cleaned up?"
us. Don't look at us for answers.
But I mean, you're the one driving. You're the rudder
He's
of
really
the ship.
put.
And I
There,
wish
let
you
it go. Let it go.
No, I'm serious.
You feel a responsibility after a while
Yeah.
to make sure that you don't talk about the debris.
Right.
You can call people to action and try and get things done like we feel like we did last week. There are things getting done, but you don't want to abuse that. You don't want to never want to overdo it. Like every week, you don't want to say, okay, let's bombard this email address or something.
Yeah, because you have to work with these people for years to come. So
I don't care about that as much as you don't want to. You can call people to action so many times before it almost sounds like you're overdoing it. You're crying wolf now. You have to find the bigger issues. Like that's a big issue.
Right.
Other things maybe you can handle diplomatically or behind the scenes or with a person that's elected and things like that. But there are certain times where you feel like, okay, we got to rally the troops. Like tomorrow.
But I think
we got to rally the troops for the kids.
You don't have to. When you say rally the troops,
Yeah.
if you just put the information out as it is,
You see,
without any sensationalism,
she calls it
people
sensationalism.
You need
rise
somebody to
up.
lead, but there has to be a leader. There has to
Well,
be someone in the forefront that's sounding the alarm, or else people won't follow. And
I know, but he needs to sound the alarm. Just sound it without adding
See,
his special
where
sauce.
we kind of disagree on things.
What, you and
is
I, or he?
You and me.
Oh, okay.
Me and you and I. If the
you're
two of
married
us.
have we ever disagreed? I think we have in 38
No,
years.
but my
Oh,
point
if
is,
we didn't-
she just sometimes wants you just put it out there and let it foment, naturally.
Right.
But I can't do that. Like
Yeah,
sometimes I have to insert my opinion. Like, okay, this is bullshit.
Right, right.
We have to
Hey.
fix this.
Yeah.
Sorry,
That's all right. Fine.
church.
It's just a
people.
word. I always
Yeah.
tell people it's
Sorry.
just words.
So we'll never agree on that. But
So back to the
let's
beach.
talk about the
about what
Faith
you're
Center.
doing.
What is the
Yeah.
Faith Center? Let's talk more about that.
Yeah, the Faith Center is a non-denominational church.
Pam,
Yeah,
let's
okay,
talk
well,
more about that.
She can preach too, so go ahead, honey.
I'm not preaching. No, the Faith Center, one of our greatest assets is our diversity. We have people of all many different walks of life, Black, white, Spanish. We believe in unity. We believe in unity with other churches and communities. We like to work together and pull people together. We don't want to divide anyone by religion, by nationality. We're looking to unify people and to meet needs in the community. And a lot of people are good-hearted. If they know that so-and-so needs something and someone leads, people will come out of the woodwork to help. People generally like to help
That's
people.
a wicked fact. That's a
That is
wicked
very
fact.
true.
You have
People-
but you have to establish trust with people.
Right.
And once you establish trust with people, you have to deliver it, and
Yeah.
then they'll keep coming back and helping you out. So that there's no doubt about that. It's the same way with Pastor Sean at Beach Baptist. That guy can move mountains
Right.
down there. I don't mean to make a religious connotation that I don't know anything about.
We
Nobody
kinda
can really.
like that.
I mean,
There you go.
but he can. He really like.
If you start talking about splitting a sea, I'm
Yeah.
out.
That dude can walk on water. There's no doubt.
There you go. That's good. I hope to meet him next week. Because we want to work with them.
Oh
down there.
yeah.
And what we're doing is
Combination combining with him and having more force with the Faith Center, it's just going to be, because after a while, like all of a sudden the state and governments think, okay, it's been 6 months, stand up on your own.
Right.
We helped you as much as we're going to help you. Now everything's fine again,
Right.
which is total malarkey down
Yeah.
on Fort Myers Beach. Nothing is fine on Fort Myers Beach.
Right.
And so we all need to keep doing what we're doing to, take care of the people down there. And it's not like they need taking care of. They just want to be able to get their shit back together. They want to
Sure.
be able to put their house back up. They want a grocery store to open so they can buy meat.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
How many people are living on the beach? Do you know? How many people actually are occupying there?
That's a great question. I don't know. I mean, there are people living in trailers. There are people back in their homes.
Unfortunately, there's people that have left
Yeah.
and won't
Yeah.
be back. It's unfortunate. And you see the houses coming down. I talked to a couple last Sunday, and they, it was their parents' house, and it was going to come down on Wednesday, and they were cleaning out the stuff, and your heart just goes out to them because that's tough. It's very tough. So
Yeah.
what are you guys doing on the beach? Are you working? You said you're looking to
like I
look
said a
with
couple of weeks
Beach
ago, we
Baptist?
just started to look at doing outreaches down there. And that's why we
Mhm.
connected with you. We wanted to bless the kids with backpacks. We're going to work with FK
okay.
Your Diet. to
let me
feed-
don't roll over that like it was nothing. Well, we're collecting school supplies and backpacks. See if you can do something about it. I don't know that they know how to turn it down. And you guys sent in 71 backpacks or something.
About $1,000 worth. We wanted to do something to bless the children on the beach that are in need of those supplies.
And a lot of them are purple, which is really cool. I didn't see any yellow, but I didn't open them all.
Yeah.
So yeah, a lot of the backpacks are now. Did you go to like a group of people at the Faith Center and said we want to spend $1,000 on the kids?
We have a fund for missions and outreach that we have designated for those kind of things, and that's why we're going to come down and bless the people at the 5K race with water bottles and different things, and we want to go and especially bless the people that are living in trailers. We have My Pillows. We have a connection with Michael and Dell, and we have My Pillows. We want to bless them, with that and toiletries and other things that she's put together. Maybe you could talk about what you put together to give out to the people.
At the concert tomorrow night, we made up some gift bags, especially for people that have been devastated with like shampoos, conditioners,
Nice.
Hygiene products, and a little booklet of encouragement, because we want to bring people hope that, yes, it will not always be this bad. Yes, you are rebuilding. And I believe it's going to be even more beautiful when it's all said and done down on the beach.
Did you talk about can openers?
Yeah,
Did I miss it?
I was
Can
talking-
openers. Now wait a second. Shoot, you just said something. You were talking about, and I wanted
Wow.
to inject something. You were saying something about
hygiene items.
Oh, I got a call from somebody. I know what it was. I got a call from somebody yesterday or the other day and said, is there any place on the island I can take a shower? That's how crazy it still is on the island. Like because the state took all the
Oh, they
showers
took all
away
that,
from
yeah.
each Baptist.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, it's still that absurd 7 months into the storm. Like there are some people that still have no place to take a shower. Now, I don't know if they can come to your house and take a shower or anything like that,
Right.
but I mean,
I would be more open to it than him.
She would. She would have people stay with us. Believe
so
me.
would her uncle in Utah.
Oh yeah.
He lets everybody
Yeah.
in their house.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Yep.
matter
Yeah.
if they're
Yep.
criminals or homeless
Oh,
or
stop.
everybody's
But
welcome into
yep.
the house.
He stops outside of the road. He goes to the nth degree, and
Yeah.
it was his birthday. I missed his birthday. Sorry, Uncle
Yeah.
Jeff. But yeah, he really walks and
Yeah.
talks the talk.
So you're gonna go ahead.
No, I was just going to say that's her heart. She's our pastoral care pastor who really has
Mhm.
a heart to help people. And we want to help the whole person. Our goal is to obviously come down there and start a Bible study and teach people the Word of God and obviously bring a spiritual component, because I believe that this country and people need to reconnect with God and come back into a relationship with Jesus Christ. And that's, what my assignment is. So we're going to bring a spiritual component, but we also want to help the whole person. We don't want to
Mhm.
just leave them, in the state that they're in. We want to contribute.
I
and
need
bring
to
back-
reconnect
you
with
know.
God. We
Yeah.
used to go to church. I don't go anymore. It's really a
Well, we're going to
total
start one down
failure.
there on a Saturday. So
Are
you know,
you?
yeah.
Where?
Yeah.
You're
We're at-
invited.
Well, we're looking probably at Diamond Head right
Diamond
now.
Head.
We
Of
already
court.
visited.
Diamond Head does everything for everybody.
Well, I
I
mean,
mean,
they
they're so great.
There's
about
nothing
it.
down there. I wish there was a warehouse or something you can go into, but
Yeah.
either Diamond Head or we're going to talk to actually, Pastor Sean. He's going to put a tent up. I
Mhm.
know, and
Yeah.
if we can
Like
rent
how
from
many
him.
pages is the Bible?
How many pages?
Yeah.
I've never read that because they're all different sizes
I
and
see.
different prints. So
66 books. We'll start with that.
Wow,
I mean,
that's
it's
a lot
really
of reading.
thin paper too.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
onion skin. It's really
Yeah.
thin.
I was a little worried that you never know what's going to happen with the audience when you've gotten really religious. I mean, we've never gotten really religious on the show.
yeah,
And there's no
well, I'm
criticism
not
about that.
religious. I'm not religious. See, religion is a man-made concept.
Mhm.
It-
Spiritual? Would you?
to me, I tell people religion is man's attempt to approach God.
But my point is, what I wanted to say was, it's the audience has been steady,
Yeah,
and so maybe
maybe you need to do more shows like
well,
this
yeah,
that are
I mean,
spiritual.
and honestly, down there, it's like, how do people deal with the devastation? It's like there's got to be some kind of
Yeah.
mental. When we hear something like with Corky's story last week, when you hear some of the trauma they've gone through, it's
Right.
Well,
like,
yeah.
how are you not losing your mind? Like
Yeah.
I would lose my mind. I mean,
I don't know how you can rebuild down there without faith. I mean,
Yeah.
it had to take faith to get the Sanibel Causeway back up in a week's time. I mean, that's incredible to
I
me. That's
think
the
when-
kind of stuff that God is helping with.
When people face
well,
that,
let me
wait, let me
go
just say
ahead.
something. When people faced that level of devastation, I mean, when I cannot imagine. So I can't speak to it. I can only imagine when you're looking that storm in the face.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That that has to change you in some profound way
Mhm.
to look at something that scary and be in that situation. And then for the folks that, lost everything, or, what they went through is life altering. I can only
Yeah.
imagine.
Yeah, definitely.
And now I totally lost my train of thought because you interrupted me
Well,
about.
I'm so sorry.
It also makes you realize what's important when you have lost so much. It makes you realize what really matters, and most of it's not stuff; it's relationships.
That's
Mhm,
good.
mhm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
God and
relationships on the
people's gonna
beach
last.
are encouraging
Really.
each
Right.
other. I bet the neighbors have come together.
Mhm.
To me, that was one of the greatest things to see after the hurricane.
Yeah.
Total strangers helping each other.
People
Do you
power.
need a can
People
opener? Do
power.
you need ice? Do you need
Mhm.
water?
Well,
I
the
love the fact
impermanence
that
of things too.
Yeah.
Right.
One of the
That
things.
it can change
Yes.
in a blink
Yeah.
of an eye.
Right.
Right.
The
That's right.
thing that the can openers, Kathy says can openers.
Yeah, they need-
Yes.
Oh, we'll get some
They
can
need
openers.
them down at
Oh,
the Beach
okay.
Baptist.
Sorry, Kathy, I didn't know that's what you
pantry.
meant.
I was asking her, what are your most needed items? Because we'd like to donate
Yeah.
some things. They said paper towels, toilet paper, can openers for sure,
Yeah.
because and hygiene items. So if you
Really?
have shampoos, body wash, any of those items as well.
So Annie Meehan is somebody that we know on Fort Myers Beach.
Mhm.
Now, she's not like a official pastor or anything like that. She's a
No.
motivational speaker, right? I mean, I don't want to misrepresent what she is, but
Well,
she's
then I
not.
just think you should let her speak if she's out
No, I'm
there.
not saying no. She's not on there, but she realized there
She's
used
a
to be,
very uplifting
yes,
person.
yes,
Yeah.
for sure. And she realized there wasn't going to be an Easter service on the beach like there usually is with an official
Right.
pastor or a religious leader. I'm such a neophyte when it
You're
comes to
getting
religion.
into some deep
Yeah.
water.
So she organized something on the beach,
Right.
and people turned out in droves.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Like,
Yeah.
and then she was like, "Well, I got to do this again and again and again." So
Yeah.
it's clear that there's a need out
She
there.
is such a
Yeah,
positive.
yeah.
She's
Yeah.
like this. She's short, and she's a ball of energy.
Yeah.
And a ball of positivity. And
people
we-
love to be around positive people.
Yeah, people
You're
want to
right.
be encouraged,
Yeah.
and that's what we
Mhm.
want to bring down to the beach is encouragement, hope, and look towards the future, even though there's going to be obviously hurdles to climb and it's going to be a long process to get back to where you guys need to go. And Fort Myers Beach is not going to be the same as it was, but that's a good thing. It's going to be better in the end. And
So how
Yeah.
can people get involved in the Faith Center? I mean, what's the plan to get more people helping out? And
Well, we're trying to get people to partner with FK Your Diet
Mhm.
to volunteer. I
Oh,
sent out an
they've been
email
great.
to a couple hundred people the other day just saying if you can come down and volunteer, go to this website, sign up. They don't want you just to show up because they need to know that they have enough people for each day. And then I was talking to Doug, one of the owners, and he said that we could sponsor a dinner. Right now they're doing lunches, so we may come in and sponsor a dinner one night a week.
you said a
so that
website,
people
though. What
could
is
go.
it?
It's actually on FK Your Diet, their website. I could give it to you and you could post it.
Yes, I can.
So people can sign up and serve lunch from 10 to 2. But we're hoping down the road that we can at least sponsor one night and pay for it on behalf of the Faith
Oh,
Center.
So I'm going to put this up here just because
By the way, I love your shirt.
Thank
I
you.
want you guys to
It's really
I love your
attractive.
shirt.
I want you guys
Thank
to
you so
react to
much.
this. Linda says, what really hurts is that we were stupid to stay. I'm having a hard time for forgiving myself the danger I put myself in.
yeah,
This is not the person that I spoke to, but
Okay.
we spoke to that off
right.
camera before we got started about someone who I spoke to early on after the storm that had a very similar feeling. What can you offer to folks
Yeah,
who
I would say to the people that are watching or listening, that not to beat yourself up and really have condemnation or regret or what if. We're always asking what if. The bottom line is a bad thing happens,
Mhm.
and bad things happen to good people, unfortunately. But God is with us in the midst of the rubble, in the midst of the turmoil, the trouble. and he's the one that's going to bring us back. He is a restorer. The Bible calls him a restorer or repairer of the breach. There's a breach that took place, and when you have a trauma like these people experience down on the beach, where you've lost everything, and I can't even imagine walking through the rubble. People were looking for pictures and just memories of their family, their loved ones. I mean, just the sadness that you feel, and you have to be careful that you don't allow, depression to set in, because that can really take you down in a bad place, and that's why you need to be encouraged, like by these motivational type speakers and people like myself that will encourage you from the word of God that says, you can make it, you can overcome, that God is never going to leave you or forsake you. He's not going to turn his back on you, that he's going to get you through this. And if you could just walk with him through it, when you get to the other side, you're going to see his hand every step of the way, bringing you through.
And I think to that point is people, at least the people that I met, made the best decision with the information that they had and the resources that they had at the time. And so that
we thought it was going to Tampa. I was trying to get my son down here.
Right. You can't. That's why the saying is hindsight is 2020.
Yeah.
You can't look back now and beat yourself up for a decision. I mean, these are good people.
Right.
These are smart people that made decisions based on the information they had. They didn't intend to put themselves or anyone else in danger. I mean, I know most of these people would not do that. So to try not to beat yourself and give yourself some grace that
Yeah. And when you're feeling that, you don't have peace on the inside, and it's hard to rebuild or fight a battle on the outside when there's no peace on the inside. And the Bible says this in Isaiah 26:3, that he will keep us in perfect peace when our mind is stayed on him.
So I have a question.
The battle is in the mind.
How
He's
do you
gonna
how
ask
do
you
you
about a memorization
like how do
thing.
you remember stuff like that? Like how do you know to go to that?
Well, you've
like,
probably
how
read
I've
it
been
1,000
studying
times.
that for. I mean, it's you study it and it becomes a part. Some
see.
scriptures become a part of you. Because this is what I do. Just like what you do is so important. You can probably drop things off the top of your head of what's happening in the county or
He's
what.
got no memory, but we
So
try to get
we're-
by.
We got to pray for your memory, Ed. That's all.
Oh, that
or
was
get you on Prevagen. One of the two. One's going to work.
How do you put up with him?
So and it takes a lot of grace.
Therapy?
We'll just put it
Therapy?
that way. Yeah,
So-
and therapy.
Believe me, I know.
So here's what I think I would like to see if we could do. Is there a way that we could rally people to do a Sunday service where I actually show up and
Sure.
you lead the
Yeah.
pack of yellow shirts in some kind of service?
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
No
if
doubt
I
about it.
organize it, would you?
I would do it,
Yeah.
definitely. Yeah,
Okay.
I've got plenty
I'll
of
do
people
that.
that can preach at our home church, and that's the goal eventually.
You're going to do it outside, not in a building,
Yeah, on the
right?
beach. No, on the beach.
Yeah.
On the
Because,
beach.
they always talk about,
Definitely.
it's gonna
Yeah.
fall down.
Yeah.
Great.
You want to
Lightning's
do it,
gonna
I'll be
strike.
there. You got my word.
All right.
you know.
So
Well, you're going to do,
Yeah.
he can't.
Well, I said if he sets it up.
I'm going to be way in the
Yeah.
back,
Yeah.
because I'll
Yeah.
be like, I can't believe it's been so long.
Yeah.
I'm
well, you
embarrassed.
just said you want to get back to a
I
church.
do. I do.
Yeah,
I mean, we used to go on a regular basis, and
Pastor Kent?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, a long time ago.
yeah.
So, any final thoughts or words about how people, not words, but how people can get involved and
Yeah.
learn more about you guys?
Okay, they can go to thefaithcenter.com, or they can obviously email you, right? Give them your email address.
Pam at thefaithcenter.com. You can ask me any questions or let me know what your interest would be. We are going to start a Bible study on the beach soon and eventually a service. But before we go into preach or talk, we're going to go into serve. That's why we're going to show up and start giving out more meals, finding out what the needs are, rallying people to get behind those who are already on the beach. We're not trying to just come in and start our own thing. We're trying to work together with other organizations that are already on the beach and doing a great job.
And you'll be there tomorrow if people want to come and see. You have
Show
a
up a
table
table,
set up,
yeah.
and so
yeah, we'll have a table set up.
would you guys say the invocation before we
Sure.
start the music?
Yeah. You want to do that? I'll be there, definitely.
I'm impressed that you came
Yeah.
up with that.
I almost said convocation.
Nope.
So that's
Thank
God leading him. See, he says God never speaks to me.
I don't-
God spoke to him to
Oh,
start
I
a
think
service.
he's speaking.
anything
I think
to do the invocation.
Somebody's
I just heard
speaking
God.
something.
I don't want God
but
to be
he
mad
can't
at me.
remember
you know.
it.
It's
So
just a
this
lot-
is the
A
problem.
lot of times when God speaks to you like that, you go home afterwards and you say, "What in the world did I do?" Because
Yeah.
then your mind starts thinking about it, And but
Thank you guys for
Thank
coming
you
on.
so
I'm looking
much.
forward to
Thanks for
seeing you
having
tomorrow.
us.
we
Thank
appreciate
you
it. We'll see you
for
tomorrow
all
down
the
the beach.
donations for the kids,
Hey,
and I'll
that's
make
just the
sure we
beginning.
introduce you to the Beach Kids
Yeah.
Foundation folks
Awesome.
tomorrow.
We'd
So
love to
Thank
meet
you
them.
so
God bless
Thank
you
you
guys.
for
Keep
having
up the
us.
great work.
thank you very much.
All right. Have a great night.
You got
Wow. Thank you very much. I feel like I was just baptized or something. Like I was just dropped in holy water, and I need some wine. No, seriously. If we did a service on the beach, I'm thinking we could have a nice crowd. It's always the wheels are always turning. Everybody, the wheels are always turning. And if you're thinking about building a new roof, Liberty Roofing and Construction, well, you can't just build a new roof. You probably want a house first. When you build a new house, you're probably going to want a roof on it. You saw our friends from Liberty Roofing last week, Patrick McKenna. That guy's a freaking wizard. He knows everything about roofs. He knows everything about the making sure you don't get screwed, you don't get a bad roof, your roof doesn't leak. He knows the difference between shingles and tile, and who the hell knows all that crap? You want to call somebody you trust. We trust our advertisers, or we wouldn't be talking about them. Liberty Roofing, Patrick McKenna. It's a 50-year warranty. 50 years. That's like almost 100, but by half. I mean, seriously, if you think about the math, it's almost 100, but by half. Call Patrick today. I'll make it happen, Kurt. Don't you worry about it. 401-439-9585. 401-439-9585. Jorge Barrera, you see his signs all over Fort Myers Beach. You know why? Because people trust Jorge to sell or if they want to buy. Right now, Jorge has given back to the community from his commission $34,737. That's almost $35,000. Do the math, people. That's almost $35,000 given right back to the community. You see Jorge at our shows. You see him at our fundraisers. You see him at events. You see his signs everywhere because he's somebody everyone trusts. 5-star Zillow reviews. He's got millions of them, millions and billions of them. And just last week when I was at Buttonwood, he was there volunteering again. So thank you to Jorge Barrera. Thank you all for tuning in. Our next two guests, I got to snap my finger because I'm not paying attention. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. And get the show going on the road here. Steve, you're going to sit in 3 because I don't want to sit too close to Steve. Steve's going to sit in 4. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve and Cindy Johnson. Welcome back to the program. It's been Wait, have you guys been on the show since the hurricane?
No, you know what, Ed? You were looking for you needed a filler, and you went it for a Friday, I think. And
Yeah.
we did a telephone,
A remote.
A remote. a remote,
Were you
right?
video?
Bottle baths. No, it was. We were just talking about some of our experiences. It was
Oh, yeah.
pretty quick
That's
after the storm. So
That's right. You guys had some harrowing experience during the storm, too.
yeah, nothing
Yeah.
dangerous, but yeah, I mean, could have been, but
Yeah. Last time Oh, your mic's not on. Sorry, dear. Let me control everything. I mean,
by design.
Yeah, no kidding.
so last time I saw you, you tried to attack me when I was doing my push-ups and running
right. We
in
tried to sneak up on
Santini
you.
Plaza.
But you told me no one sneaks up on Ed.
I was running in Santini Plaza because I was there too early, and I
Close the gym on you.
That's right. Steve and Cindy come from around the dumpster with their little dog.
He's doing 30-yard wind sprints in the parking lot. I'm like, who's that doofus over there?
15-yard wind
Probably,
sprint.
I don't know what time
5
it was
feet.
in the morning.
Actually, yeah. Yeah.
Wait, did Corky? Okay, Wendy, I'll give you an update on that. Yeah, we collected $527 for Corky, and I actually have the money with me. We're trying to meet up with her to pass it off. She doesn't
Yeah,
live
'cause
on the
she-
island.
No.
She lives, so we're trying to,
Yep.
Right.
and I don't think she drives, so we're trying to connect with her so I can give her the envelope. So
Pass
yes,
off
That would be
padded
awesome.
envelope.
yeah. No, people were great last week donating money. So, how are you guys doing?
It's the machine.
Cindy?
Just keep going.
Yeah. How's your house coming along?
Good.
Slow.
Wait, that doesn't
turn
commute.
in
You
the
guys
we
live
took
together.
we took a turn in the last few days. I'll say that. You
Turn
know?
which way, good or
Good.
bad?
Yeah, no, I mean, just things are
Jog
starting
left,
to take
jog
off. No,
right.
people are in there working. You know, it's
Yeah.
just
We're
not me.
just starting
So,
to put it
yeah,
back
other
together.
people are working.
We're
and-
living
and-
in our FEMA trailer and putting.
Did you
our
actually
house-
get a
Now,
FEMA
what
trailer?
street?
Oh, that's the
Remind us
story.
what street were you guys on?
We're
Are
on
you guys
Seminole Way.
Seminole Way.
so-
Okay.
At the end of
down
Sterling.
from the
yeah.
down from the car wash
Yeah.
and the what was the car wash? The women's
Mhm.
club.
I love that
yeah, I think
neighborhood.
on your morning
Yeah, we
rides, you just
Yeah.
didn't want to make
I-
the turn down
Yeah.
Seminole. I don't know. You
No, I'm
See
getting
how much
better
detail
at
they
going,
know about
I
the
know,
rides? It's
I
crazy.
am getting better at hitting
Absolutely.
every street.
I-
When they're straight up and straight down, it's great. When they go off at angles, then it's like,
Right.
When
I
they
don't
have
want
a
to
little
miss
neighborhood.
we
anybody.
know there's
Right.
a possibility you might not make your way home.
Well, thank you guys for coming on the show, but we're out of time, so we appreciate you coming all the way down
Okay,
here.
it's
before
worth
we're
the-
out of
It's
time,
worth the laugh, Sedge.
before we're
I
out
haven't
of
been
time,
able to bust
are we
I-
talking turtles, lights, or both?
we could talk both, but first I want to. We bought you guys a little gift,
You did.
so we
We love
adopt-
gifts.
We adopted you each a turtle,
That's amazing.
and you can follow it. They have trackers on them.
Can we
so-
keep it? Can I take it home?
No, you need
No,
to leave it
no,
in the
but
ocean,
after
you
it
dang
dies.
And
it.
yours,
For
so
food. You
so
know?
it's gonna come to your house, but I'll send you who your turtles are. Ed,
No.
yours is Papa. And
Oh.
right down, he's down in the Keys right
Of
now.
course,
Oh,
because
of
he'll be.
course.
It's gonna,
Yeah, here we
those
go.
fuckers can fly 40
He's-
miles to
yes,
400
yes.
miles an hour.
Yeah.
But this
When
is
I
kind
heard
of the
that-
sad part.
And remember when he said the jet stream, not the Gulf Stream, but
Wait,
we cleared
yeah.
that
Is
up.
that one of the big turtles that are going to come and lay the eggs? Is that what you're
Well,
talking about?
Hopefully.
Yours,
Okay,
yours
gotcha.
isn't gonna lay eggs. It's a male.
I got you.
Oh.
Yeah.
He's just
but-
looking to hump somebody.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly.
Many people.
But this
Not
is
one.
you see there.
Oh, look, they have the
They have the
speed.
average speed, and what's
No.
that average
Oh,
speed there?
This is going to, I told you not to.
Seven.
forget
0.23 miles per hour.
Holy Christ.
that.
I don't want that
Because-
turtle. That's
No,
too slow.
because
Crawling.
It's all about the sprint with them. When they want to move 100 miles an hour,
Totally
they do.
crawling.
And after that, then they
Wow.
relax,
Let's
eat a
see.
little bit when you're
Oh my
eating.
God,
huh?
Jeez.
that's adorable.
Do they know, like, do they accidentally jump and hump on an alligator or some kind of
No,
fish or
I
something? Or
haven't
they
seen that
know?
video
So
yet,
weird.
but I've been waiting
Did
for
you
it.
see on Facebook? I think it was off Anna Maria Island. All of those sharks that were there was. A,
Oh,
oh,
Wow. Yeah,
you
that's
got to
not-
check that out. It's a shot from above,
Uh-huh.
and there's about 100 sharks, kind of in a
little daisy
circle.
chain.
yes.
So let's
Wait, let's say yours is Esther. So
I
if you
love
could-
it.
Esther.
I
Yeah.
love it.
Or
And
Esta,
she's-
if
and
you're from
she's-
Long Island.
She's actually hanging out around Sanibel, so
There was
maybe
a-
you can see. Maybe
I'm
she'll
gonna
nest
go
on
out
Fort
there.
Myers
Oh.
Beach.
Oh
or,
my God, that'd be great.
Yeah.
My old fart's down in Key West going 2 miles an hour, and she's already got a.
Yeah,
Where
is
would
she
you
like-
be at?
I'd have to
In
go
Key
and
West,
get your
going 2 miles an
values
hour.
up to see.
I think it's perfect.
I think I'm going backwards. So
I gotta get a picture of Esther. I'm putting it on a shirt.
there was already a false crawl somewhere, not on Fort Myers
There
Beach.
were
It was in
two
the
on-
newspaper.
There were 2 on Bonita. There's
Okay.
a nest up at Captiva. Oh, there's
Wow.
a nest on Bonita now too. They just
Nice.
did
Wow.
their
Nice.
first yesterday.
What do you
Yeah.
guys? What do you guys think is going
What's
to
your
be?
prediction?
Wait. Let me ask a serious question. Like, what's going to be the impact on the turtles? Like, there's so much more open space now. Is this a good thing, or is it? I mean,
That's where I was going.
I don't
with
think
you
my
got to be more
prediction.
specific.
Well, anytime
Steve
there's-
doesn't get it. You don't
Anytime
be
there's
specific.
open space, the wider the beach, the more chance there is for a disorientation because
Hmm.
when they come up on the beach, they can see further. Both if they came up and there was a dune right there and they
Mhm.
nested, they wouldn't be able to see the light. It wouldn't bother them as much. But
Right,
now they
but
can
now-
see.
But do you think there's going to be more light or less light, being that there are fewer houses?
Oh, there's definitely less light out there.
Yeah.
I've already been out there.
Yeah. So
there's
this
a
could
lot
be
less
good.
light.
This could be good for
Yeah.
the turtles.
But then are they going to be able to nest in that sand? The
Right.
berm is all loose
The berm's
sand.
gone.
It's,
Yeah.
The berm is loose sand. The berm they're replacing, it's loose sand, so they can't really dig a nesting cavity.
So okay.
Uh-oh, nesting.
Kim knows.
Yeah.
I know because I was with you when
Exactly.
you dug that up and your arm was all.
All right.
And it's
I'll
very
translate.
hard.
It's the egg hole.
Oh God, the egg hole.
They
So
gotta get in there and they gotta clear it out
Yeah.
and they gotta lay their eggs and then cover it back up and then
Right.
go. Well, I was wondering if because now there's
I
not
love a good
lot
nesting
of
hole.
houses there
Right.
Mhm.
that they're just gonna will they stop or will
No,
they?
they'll be on Estero Boulevard for
Yeah.
sure.
That's what I'm worried
yeah,
about.
they'll
And-
just keep walking if they're
Yeah, and
disoriented.
Eve's worked with talked
Yeah.
to Carmine, Sheriff Carmine,
Why?
and
About
if they show up on
The middle of the
Estero
night.
in the middle of the night, the sheriff on Fort Myers Beach, they are permitted to
Oh, they
handle
are.
Them
the
up and
turtles.
Touch 'em and
Well,
stuff,
they need
yeah.
to take a picture to make sure they're not injured. Because if a turtle's injured, we need to take them over to Crow.
Wow.
So they're permitted to pick them up and relocate them. Now, how heavy are some of these turtles?
Oh,
Well, how
they
big
could be like
loggerheads?
250 to 350
Oh, I could lift
pounds.
So
that
they're
easy.
going to need
Yeah.
a couple
I don't know if
deputies.
the
to do
Carmine
that.
could. You see him?
Yeah,
He
well,
probably
problem
couldn't lift
is
him.
It's a hard grip.
Yeah.
That's
I
the
don't know if
problem, you know.
Carmine's going to be doing it, but
Yeah.
No.
Oh, he's not going to do it himself?
maybe he will.
I see. He loves
Right.
animals. He's an
Oh,
animal
he
lover.
does. Yeah.
He is an animal
Can you
lover.
imagine the election picture seeing Carmine
Oh.
picking up a turtle on Fort Myers
To
Beach? I
save
mean,
it
it'd be
and
totally
take it
viral.
back.
Exactly. Exactly.
could
There's
see that.
Carmine walking back with a turtle. He just
I love 'em
saved
to
the
death, but
turtle.
That's how they are. Florida Sheriff.
One-handed putting it
Right.
back in the water.
No, so how is the debris in the water going to impact the turtles?
It doesn't seem like we have a lot of debris coming up. We walk
Cool.
the beach every morning, so we don't see a lot coming up.
Yeah, it looks pretty good. I mean,
Yeah.
beach looks great.
Yeah,
I think.
the
Yeah.
beach is
I
the
mean,
most
they've come
normal
a
place
long way.
on,
Yeah.
on our beach, on
Yeah.
our island.
So you guys will be out there marking off
nests.
nests. Yep.
Mhm.
Yep.
We might
And
have
giving
to.
us account.
Yeah,
Starting-
we
What
might
is
have
your
to
prediction about? Is it going to be a good year? Is it going to be?
It's going to be a
Not
record
as-
year. I think it is.
we have increasing numbers
Optimistic, why
of
not?
nesting turtles in Southwest Florida because of the conservation efforts 30 years ago. So we have more mature females hanging out there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to come up. Nothing's going to stop them from coming up on the sand. But
Right.
if they
You think so?
like the
Right.
sand, or find a place to.
Remind people of the different kinds of turtles. So there's the loggerhead, the green.
Mhm.
Mhm.
And the leatherback. And there's the Kemp's Ridley, which is the rarest turtle in the world.
And is that the smallest
It's
one?
the smallest in the world, but they typically don't nest in Florida. We typically have maybe
So we'll take them out.
11 in the whole state, 11 nests.
Mhm.
But they live around the island.
Yeah, they
They're always
forage.
getting into trouble around the island. They like
They're
to
very
go
cute.
after. Yeah, they like to
Yeah.
go
I
after.
like to pick
you
up
know,
fishermen's baits and
yeah.
stuff like that. So,
So
we
they-
see them all the time.
Yeah, so we end up having to go get them and bring them over to Crow so they can get the hooks
All right,
removed.
so let's move on to another topic here. I mean, the turtle, you're putting me to sleep with the turtles. It's going to be a record turtle season, all right?
Well, I think we're
So
great.
let's talk about lighting.
Okay.
Okay.
You're big on the lighting thing. You're obviously champions
There's
of the
an exciting topic
Well, we've
we
spent
haven't
it-
talked
well,
about
well,
for a
years on it.
million
The
times.
reason, dear,
Yeah.
Yeah.
dear, do you need to be
Unfortunately,
do you need to be excused from the show?
No.
Monday, the
You.
FPL.
Don't spank her, Ed.
Monday, FPL is coming to the town council meeting to talk
Right.
about two options that apparently they're considering paying for, or the state's going to pay for, or somebody's going to pay for. And that includes shielding some of the lights that are up there now
Mhm.
right.
or converting them to amber. Right? Those
That's
are two
correct.
options that are come
Absolutely.
up.
Nailed it.
And
Okay.
it's supposed to be just a temporary thing until the Visionaire
Right.
is approved.
And it has the vision, the
That
visionary
still didn't
thing.
get through
It's-
the.
Well,
And bureaucracy, right?
Are you
When is it coming out of the salt chamber, right? Doesn't that feel like it was 20 years ago?
How
It's-
fucking long does that thing need to be in the salt
It's
chamber?
out in the salt chamber. We know for a fact that the FWC is going to Cuesta next week
Cuesta, Florida.
to review the lights.
Are
Yeah,
you,
they-
are
they're
you
gonna
kidding
set
me?
'em
This
up.
was before the storm. It was in the
Oh,
salt
yeah.
chamber.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, yeah. Well, it's out of the salt chamber. They had to modify it just a little bit. It passed, but they said, well, you need to beef this.
we
It's
can
just-
make it better.
It just
Right, right.
takes it just takes forever for
It's
all this stuff.
bureaucracy.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
And no one's been pushing it. Like if the town would have had someone on it saying we need this
Bro,
light.
they had a few other
No,
things
they
going
got-
on at the
Right,
time.
Yeah,
But
right.
before that, I think
Yeah,
I
before
think-
that,
I
they were
think
all
the council
deadbeats.
voted on it like October
Yeah,
in
of-
2021.
2019, probably.
Yeah.
So
But the issue is that one isn't available, and I think the issue that it's at hand is they're suggesting that the amber lights don't put out enough light.
well, they don't,
Well, they
Well,
unless
sure
you
they
get
do.
more of them.
as
Uh-oh.
much, no, as
Yeah.
many as
Go ahead.
yeah.
Well, here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
The The lights.
Your face just twisted right up when you
It's just
said
so- I'm
that.
trying to make it.
Well, it's
simple.
a fact that the amber
They
lights
don't
don't
put
put
out
out
as-
as much
They
light
don't
as
put
the other
out
lights.
as much light.
Right.
Right.
But
We're not gonna.
Here,
We're not
let
gonna
her
get into
finish.
lumens
Well, they
and stuff,
can.
are
I
we?
mean,
okay.
No.
they can, and that's why we want the Visioneer light. We would need more poles with the,
The
light
Vision- right.
that they
The
have
small light.
available
Exactly.
right now.
So what?
Yeah.
Yeah. So what they're putting in would be lower, but the fact is that it's all relative. So right now we've got they installed 4K lights on the boulevard, white, kind of like the MPO study kind of lights, right?
Wait, say that again.
The MPO study. Remember the
They always
Way
talk
back.
about
No,
that.
no, no,
back,
no. I don't mean
yeah.
go back to that. There's been new lights installed on the boulevard.
yeah.
Well,
Yeah,
Cindy will
right.
tell you.
Yeah, right
This is
after
my
this.
wife.
Right
2 weeks
after
after the storm, she sees two white LED lights installed.
being
And
installed
so,
on
boom,
Estero
straight
Boulevard.
To
Oh, I see what you're-
town, straight to FPL.
Yeah, those lights are wicked bright. There's
FPNL,
no
and
way
she's
those
saying,
lights are
"Why
staying
you
on.
putting
They weren't.
those up there?"
They weren't there before the storm.
I think they were. There's no way those lights can be on next week. Like there's
No,
one
they
close.
shouldn't be.
Dad, there's 72 of them out. So after she contacted the town and FPL and everything else, and they said, "Oh no, we are going to
is-
everything will be okay by turtle season." They proceeded to put up 70 more.
I've not
Who
seen
did?
70 lights,
That's
Steve.
there's
Where are there
72
70 lights?
white.
Where?
4K
LED
lights.
along the boulevard.
Yep.
In certain sections, you can see the old high pressure sodium lights there.
Yeah.
So there are spots you can see them. But I think the big point is that they're comparing these white LEDs, these bright white LEDs, to amber, which technically is closer to what we had. Everybody's familiar with
Right.
high pressure.
Who's
sodium.
comparing it? What do you mean? On Monday,
Well, no,
FPL.
the fact that they're suggesting it wouldn't be
Because-
safe.
well,
or it's too dim.
Well, you left one part out there shielding the white lights.
Correct.
What, that doesn't do anything.
Yeah, we checked that out last night.
Well,
What do you
how did-
So the
Well,
town,
so
So
the
your
town has
Thursday
been.
night date was going to check out.
That's because
Man,
this guy
we are
texted
a
me to go
hot-
get him a
I
photo.
We are
I did.
a hot couple. It was Cindy pick an event night, and that's what I did.
No,
take
no,
pictures.
no.
Well, the picture you sent me was from the beach.
Yeah.
You could still see the light from the beach.
Right.
If you can actually
And that
see
light was
the
shielded?
light.
That light
Yeah.
was shielded.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
the fact that you could see it had to do with there's so much more corridor now.
Exactly.
There's, I
Right.
mean,
Well,
On top
honestly,
of that,
The other thing, Ed, is again, I mean, we're not going to jump into it, but it's white LED light. It's everywhere. It's
Yeah.
a different.
so I
wavelength.
think what's going on Monday is FPL is going to make a presentation that will lead people to believe that we can either put the amber lights up or we can shield these white lights and everything will be okay.
Right.
right. But I believe the town was notified by the FWC that they would be non-compliant if they left.
Do you
those
have
up.
public documentation to back that up that I
don't-
can see?
I don't have that. I was.
Is it
told-
available or is this just?
Are you
uh,
working on it?
It should be available.
well, I mean, is that just hearsay or is that
it's
factual?
not really hearsay.
I
No.
see. There's documentation that says
It's
FWC
written
has.
Yeah.
say.
Well, I mean, take a step back.
Okay.
So white light, whether it's shielded or not, is non-compliant.
Right.
The head of the turtle organization, FWC, has actually notified the town on 3 separate occasions that it's not. So we know it's not compliant. It's not compliant with FDOT, although that was mentioned at Mondays with the mayor, that things have changed. FDOT's okay with it. It's not.
It's
a
not.
wildlife area
Wait.
of concern.
FDOT. You're saying Dan said FDOT was okay with something.
With shielding the white light.
Right. That there's
And that's not
something.
true.
Yeah. No. It's in the,
FDOT, it's in the green book that you need to use amber light in the wildlife area of concern, and Estero
all that
Boulevard's
stuff
the
we talked
wildlife
about
area
forever.
of concern.
I mean,
Yeah, we've talked
4
about
years
it
of
over and over again on your show.
So,
So this was unfortunate.
so there's nothing new there. So I
Right.
think maybe the approach was, well, is there an exception somehow to be made? And I think that's not going to happen for compliance purposes.
Okay. The shielding the lights.
Because there's
How
an
many
amber-
lights did
because
you
there's an
say?
amber
They
solution?
installed
72
72.
is
I
what
went
they
and
said.
checked. I went.
That
When
I
did
have
they do that?
remembered.
when
when?
did they do that?
When did they
They've
do
been
that?
doing.
Now,
They
Ed,
started the
You
second
didn't
week
notice their
after
truck
the.
on the beach?
No.
Why? Because there's no trucks on the beach?
No, seriously.
Who
FPL
knows what's
installed
going on?
72 new lights.
New white.
New lights.
Why
New
aren't they
white-
on then? Why aren't they on
They
now?
are. They are on now.
I see one light a little bit past the
oh,
hotel.
There's nothing. That's the funny part. We
What's
don't.
the name
we
of that
haven't-
hotel?
Margaritaville.
No, the big hotel that's been there forever. What's the name of that
Diamond
hotel?
Head?
No, the other hotel.
That-
The
Stop
older. No, the older hotel with the Spring Break Hotel.
Oh,
Oh,
the
Lani
Lani
Kai.
Kai.
Yeah, there's a white light. There's a giant white light there. Is that what you're talking about?
I think that's their
No.
own white light, actually.
Yeah, that's their own
They
white.
Okay,
saw
so that's
that.
got to go off.
That needs
of
to go
course.
off.
So
yes.
where are the other lights? I haven't seen
They're the
any of them
street lights.
They're street lights.
on
the-
Estero Boulevard.
Yeah.
Yes.
I haven't seen them anywhere.
Yeah,
I
there's
haven't seen
70,
them.
There's 72
Every
of them.
time I go to Fort Myers Beach in the dark, it's dark.
Right.
So
Mhm.
where are the lights?
They're the street lights.
They're there somewhere.
They're there.
Okay.
But again, the issue with Fort Myers Beach is it's not uniform lighting. There's dark, there's bright, it's not spaced evenly
yeah.
to put a uniform corridor of light. So maybe
So-
that's it. You're still going into dark, into
And
light, into dark.
dark, and light. And,
And-
it's not, your eyes can't adjust to
So-
something like
Right.
that.
And so the problem with the white light, trying to shield it, again, if you're on the beach and you can see the light, it has to be turned off.
Right, right.
So we're back to talk about going back to square one.
Yes, we
square
are.
one is that
We're
if you put
totally
a-
at square
if you
one.
put a solution in where you're turning off lights,
We're turning them off Monday.
it's an enormous failure.
They,
right?
they, if,
Well,
if okay, let's
Yeah.
put it this way:
It's
if
not
they
really a
don't
failure.
turn it
Well, it's
off
dark
and
light,
something
dark light.
happens
That's
to a
what-
turtle,
That's what's dangerous.
I
that's
think-
bad.
no, I think we would be a little further along if there wasn't a storm. We probably would be
of
a little
course.
further
Yeah.
along.
Of course.
So-
FPL wasn't.
I
dealing
think
with
the
that.
FPL is a major failure. I mean, they
Oh,
have
yeah.
not come to the table, just
Right.
like every other government
Slowly,
organization.
right.
And I know they're not a
Bureaucracy.
government organization, but they're a
Well,
monopoly.
Well, yeah.
Exactly.
So they have been, I mean, and Keith Wilkins has been trying to straighten them out. Like, no, we're not doing that. We're not paying those millions of dollars.
no,
And now I know they're trying to get funding from the state. They're trying to get the state to pay for it.
Appropriation, yep.
And now it has to go through the county.
Right.
All the control is going through Lee County, which means Kevin Ruane has got a lot of control over what's going on.
well, it's okay. It's
Yep.
okay with us if it goes through the county because we've never had to write the county about installing white LED lights. They always put in amber. They put it in at Bowditch. They were about to put them in at Lynn Hall Park. We don't have to worry about the county. The
County's on
crosswalks
board.
are all going to be amber. So we've
So your
never
problem is with the
written-
You
town.
would prefer
We-
that.
We've never written the county about lighting.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I don't think anyone on the beach, well, I shouldn't say anyone. I think most people on the beach want the amber lights, but
Oh,
they
yeah.
want the freaking amber lights. Put them in.
That's
exactly.
that's
they
after-
do.
Well, that's after a 4-year, right? I think every rock was turned over 4 years. Every rock was turned over and debated. And
More
I think,
than
and I
once.
think there's a consensus.
More
Yeah.
than once.
No, I agree that people do
was an
want-
acceptable solution because you have light during turtle season. Let's face it. Before that, you didn't have light, and now you have it all year long, and it's a good thing.
Yeah.
So,
And we just have to laugh because we were just talking to another neighbor the other day. She lives in Miami. She comes back and forth to see her boyfriend. And we were standing under a street light on a side street and the light turned on. She said, I hate that light. It's
well,
just like,
she said it
no.
more vehemently than
Yeah,
that,
but people
Yeah.
don't
she's
like the
PG.
white lights. Yeah.
Oh, I
Right.
love white light. So,
Yeah.
but in my
Yeah.
neighborhood, we
Yeah.
have a white light in our yard.
Mhm.
It keeps
But it has
the
a
riffraff
shield.
away.
It does
Yeah.
have a shit.
Well,
Not
No,
for
it
the
doesn't.
turtles.
Shielded.
We
So-
had
so
someone
is
try
it-
to break into the cars not too long ago with that light
But it,
right
it
there.
creates
so-
shadows. I
Right.
mean, we've been through that. We've
Yeah.
covered, septed, safe. There's
Yeah.
I forgot it all. That's my problem. Now
I
you
know.
want me to talk about it again?
And why
I
should
killed
we?
those brain cells.
Yeah. Do we really want to go and say the same things we've been saying over and over and over?
No,
The thing
I-
is also the appropriation is still not a sure thing. So whatever is there is going to stay for
What
all
do-
we
what do-
know for
what
a
do you
million
mean?
years.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, there's a request, for an appropriation for this project.
At the state level, right?
And early it was like, I don't know if it's going to happen. Now people are a little more optimistic about it. But if
Okay,
if
let
it
me
doesn't
ask you this.
happen, then
You want amber lights. The amber lights.
the town
We have to have
wants
amber, lights.
There's a proclamation after this whole thing we
A
went
declaration
Stay-
through. Produced a
proclamation.
proclamation.
Stay with me, brother. Stay with me. You want amber lights, and which means you need more poles, which means you need more lights, which means the cash register's ringing.
Well,
Does the town want to? Do all the residents on the town want to pay for that?
they
We don't have a
expanded it,
choice.
Ed.
We
It
don't
was
have a
only
choice. We
Estero
can't have white
Boulevard
lights.
originally,
Cindy, you're
and now-
interrupting.
And now it includes the entire town because it's been said over and over, and even Dan has said it on Mondays with the mayor. An all amber solution for Fort Myers Beach, which means they're going to go back and replace all the white lights in the neighborhoods that were installed, and it's going to cost us money. That's going to cost us money because that was a bad decision. And
Wait.
they were
You're filibustering here.
No.
So, do you think that the residents who have who are dealing with building like yourselves,
Mhm.
their houses and permits and all this other stuff they have to go through, if they have to pay for it themselves, are they willing to pay for these amber lights? Because FPL hasn't been willing to say, "I'm going to pay for it all."
We've compared the two, right? I mean, we've been
Yeah.
there. What's the public utility costs?
Right.
Initial cost is lower. Managed, monthly costs are much higher because obviously you're paying for that lower initial cost over time. So you're borrowing on time. Or private build, which became very popular
Oh.
after the storm because there's money available and the town can get an appropriation and own it.
Well, we'll see about that.
But then they have to maintain it. And-
But again, the maintenance costs are
A lot
much
lower
much
than-
less.
right.
Yeah, and they
So
won't be
that's-
renting
I mean,
it
that's
from
just where it's
FPL.
at.
That's
It-
the problem.
It seems like there's more opportunity for money now than before the storm.
Of course, and that's
So-
why I think our town manager guided us toward that solution, which is, I think, very smart. Very smart.
Toward getting money from the state to pay for
Exactly.
that.
And
Well,
do the
yeah,
private
yeah.
build, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but we don't have a choice. It's the law that you have to, if you're going to have lighting, it has to be wildlife friendly in that area.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
So-
think that's the big one.
Well,
Well,
the-
change. That's why
well,
we don't even consider
And the
that an
town's been
option.
told over and over and over again. Everyone else in the state
But
does
but,
it.
but Cindy, the town doesn't have the money to spend it. I think everybody agrees that
But-
everybody would like to have amber lights to protect the turtles. I think.
No,
Right now,
But-
this is a
But
temporary
I still
solution.
think there should be
they're
lights in the-
saying that it's amber or nothing.
Right.
No, FPL is coming with two options, which again we agree. We're suggesting that one's not even an option.
Right.
It's not
I don't know
compliant.
who would go for that.
But there's no cost difference.
Right, who would
we
go
know
for that
one
one?
person that
between
would.
the 6K and
Who would
actually
go
the
for that
6,000.
one? Who would
The
go for
guy
that one?
who is presenting that as an option.
The FPL guy?
The manufacturer, you think?
No, not
Well,
the manufacturer.
You're saying the
Cindy's-
mayor is what
Yeah.
you're saying.
That's
Yeah.
what she's saying. Yeah.
No, I don't think that he is
Well,
picking one option over the other. He
He
has
said-
said to me repeatedly, whatever the people want is they have to pay for. He doesn't want. I
But
wouldn't
it
say he
doesn't
wants
sound, it
white
doesn't
lights.
sound
But
like
we
it's
have-
what the people
We
want.
have
It's
FPL
what-
on record saying that white lights is not a compliant solution. It has to be amber.
right.
So it makes no sense that they were now coming and suggesting it is an option.
And
I
unfortunately,
mean, we
the,
have them on record
Yeah.
at a meeting.
and unfortunately,
She'll play the
on
recording
Tuesday,
right
the
now.
mayor said that. So we're starting from ground zero, and we're gonna find out, do shields work or do they not work? And it was like, what? We all know that the shields don't work
Yeah,
on
we've been
white
through
lights.
that
Yeah, we've
over
been
and
through
over
that.
and over.
He's been told multiple times at meetings. It's
It's been written.
Written.
Town lighting told them that.
yeah.
I mean, it's all. I have this. This is sickening, is what it is, because I
Yeah.
found it. This chronology for the 4 years of all these events of what happened. In 2019, they put up white lights, and Chelsea
We
said
need that in a.
they were asked if they were turtle friendly by Rexanne,
In like a
and she
flow
said
chart.
absolutely.
Well, you might want that. Yeah.
And then we're turning those off. But then, Horswood from FPL came, MPO study, all this stuff, all the way down. I mean, it's amazing. And but
So let me ask you this: if FPL knows, according to what you're saying,
Mhm.
that shielding
You're
doesn't
running
work
over.
to be turtle friendly, why are they presenting it?
the
we don't know.
suggestion is it was an arm twist.
Oh, come on. Who's twisting whose arm? Nobody's twisting
But they're on
FPL's
record- but
arm.
They're
They're
on
on
record
record
saying
actually
that it's,
telling
that you
Dan
can't do that.
that you can't do that.
So
FPL is on record
I'll
saying-
tell you what it is.
Yeah.
I will tell you.
Go ahead, be
I mean, should I
truthful.
throw it out there?
Throw it out there.
So the FPL
He's looking
guy,
at you.
the
So
FPL
unless you
salesman
might want
Eric
to
You want me to-
Culling.
you want me
rein
to
Yeah.
play
him
it?
in.
That's
You
the
want me
guy.
to
He's
play
been
it?
involved the entire time, and we
Let's
wonder.
see.
Go ahead,
Oh.
Steve. Finish. Go
No,
ahead.
no.
Throw it out there.
So he was involved with the.
Use
with-
your words.
He was involved with Chelsea in 2019 when they
Yeah.
did all the white lights on the side streets. Oh, they're free, no problem. Like I said, Rexanne said, "Are these turtle friendly?" and everything, and she said, "Absolutely." And we put them up, and then 2 weeks later, we have a tourist live streaming a disorientation underneath the light at Sterling and Estero Boulevard, a swarm of hatchlings, live streaming on Facebook. So clearly it's not. So
Okay.
so anyway, and we know that, you know.
No, I don't.
Do you want me to play this?
No, I don't
No.
know what you're playing. I mean, I guess you can,
It's
but
this guy we're talking about.
It's
But-
the
but I
FPL
don't-
guy
Saying that
telling
Go ahead.
Mayor
no,
Allers.
it's too long. No, it
It's
won't
2
play well.
minutes. It's the FPL guy
No,
telling
all right.
Dan that
play it. You can't not play it now that you said it.
oh, that's you. That's you.
I don't want to hear my own voice.
Oh,
That
geez.
makes me sick.
Sorry.
Oh
No,
my
I don't think
gosh.
there's any disagreement that white light disorients or has a better possibility of disorienting turtles. I don't think there's any
no, but it-
disagreement with that. Nobody disagrees with that.
exactly. So that's the question of why that would be an
So
option.
your
I can't- you
question
know
is
what?
why
Pointing
even bring
fingers
the
is-
white lights
Pointing
up?
fingers
Right.
is never the solution.
If
I'll tell you what, we
white
got
lights
charged up because
if white lights with a shield is not a solution, why is it being brought up at Monday's meeting?
I don't know.
said, no, we'll leave it at that. I mean, you
Yeah.
know, we've already
I know where it's at.
All right.
I can show you.
You know.
You can hear it afterwards.
Yeah,
And anyone can go to the meeting
But that
and
is
see
the
it.
question. So that's a question we can't answer.
Right.
That's the question.
That's
that
what
the
we're
town-
wondering.
That the town council, the mayor, has to answer. Who?
So is it a possibility that what we're looking at is getting some kind of lighting on Estero Boulevard so the
Which we
people
need.
are safe
Yeah.
until FPL can friggin' fix this problem?
Right.
It's
or we
really
get
an
the
FPL
right,
problem
or we
to
get the
me. Or
Well,
a
the
county
town-
or the county. You keep blaming the town, but it's a county
we're not
effing
blaming
road.
The
town.
county didn't. After the storm, the county didn't install the white LED lights. The town did. It was when I talked to the FPL person on the beach. Ray and Roger were within steps
Who?
of me. Ray and Roger
Yeah,
within steps
The
of me.
former,
Wait,
the
wait.
former
Yes.
regime.
Right.
And he said, I want to make you happy and I want to make them happy. I said, you don't have to make me happy. You just need to follow the law. That's all. And
Did they?
What was his response? This
they
was the
just
guy-
kept installing lights and it kept happening.
But the lights will
after.
be turned off on Monday. All
You
the
think
white
so?
lights.
You think
Shouldn't
so?
they be?
If they're
They-
white lights, they
They'll be
need
turned
to
off.
be turned off. If-
Right.
No, if they're white lights and they are
They're
either-
non-compliant,
and
yeah.
whether you can see them indirectly, directly,
Directly.
They need to be
or-
turned off.
Right.
Right.
Or
And
what's
it's
the third one?
cumulatively.
Cumulatively.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Monday will be interesting. I mean,
Yeah,
obviously
Monday
the
will.
answer is amber lights. I mean, at some
We-
point there
there's-
needs to
there
be
was
amber
never
lights.
another
Yeah,
answer.
well,
Right.
in our-
Everybody
in our-
voted for amber lights. That was the
Right.
plan moving
Everybody's on
forward. Amber
board.
lights. And
Yeah, that was the thing, and that's I think what really just was like, whoa, you know. When I heard it, actually, we rolled it. We walk our dogs and we walk down Dan Street every day, and we always wave to Dan. You know, we see him, but on
Tuesday morning-
Tuesday morning,
yeah.
you know, he stopped and we talked a little bit about it. He just
Yeah.
said, "Hey, there's going to be this coming up."
Yeah.
And I'm 2 sips into my first coffee, so I'm still sleeping. I think when we kept walking, I said, "What did he just say? That they're considering, white lights
Yeah.
or with the choice of amber or white lights,
I'm
you're
pretty-
choosing white."
Yeah, I'm pretty
Or no,
sure
they're not
Steve told him
choosing,
at the
but that's
time
an
that's
option.
not an option.
Yeah,
And
maybe.
I told him,
It's all-
Dan shielding, you could still see the light.
Yeah.
it's all a blur.
I
Yeah.
still think there should be only lights that are in the sidewalk. Like I've always been an advocate for shooting the lights in the sidewalk.
Embedded it in the street.
the
I
sidewalk.
know
the
you're a fan
sidewalk.
of that, Ed.
Right.
Embed 'em
How
right
can
in
you
there.
how can you go wrong with that? There's
Exactly.
nothing in the air and the
That's
people are
right.
safe. So
That's right.
That
So-
recommends the
all right,
same.
we are so over time.
know.
What,
Yeah.
are you
We're
running for
gonna
town
start-
council next year? Yes or no? Are you running for town
Look at how
council next year?
serious.
No, Ed,
it
that's
is.
just so early. I mean, come on.
It's a
Ed-
yes or no question. You're either in or you're out, Jack.
No.
Your answer is no. You're not running. Is that
No.
what you just said?
No,
That's
I
his
think I'm
answer today.
the opinion that the 2 existing council people in there, although I don't always agree with them, are doing a terrific job.
Wait,
Which-
only
That
2
was
of
nice.
5. Wait,
There's
there's
only
5.
2 that are running next year.
No, 3.
Oh, there's 3. I forgot about that. So I have to get back with
Yeah.
you. That's how I'm up to date. Ed. I'm
Wait.
telling you, man. I have.
You know what? You know how
I'm
much
surprised I
stuff
can
we
talk
have in
today.
our head?
Wait, did you? So you're not running?
I didn't realize. I forgot there's 3 positions. But my point is this:
You have no
So
point.
it's a
is that
maybe.
no, that I think Dan's doing a great job. I mean, I
Yes.
think he's leading this. Of course, we have differences of
Yeah.
opinion with him.
but it's
Absolutely.
hell down there right
Jim
now.
Hatterholt, rock star, right?
Yep.
Mhm.
And then I forgot that Bill was also up for reelection.
Yeah.
So
You know, when I saw Bill before he won for election, he said to me, if I knew they were going to change the time from 3 years to 4 years because Anita and those guys were
I
all trying to
remember that,
change
yep.
it to 4 years because they thought it was going to be great with the county.
Right.
And he said I never would have ran. So if
Right.
he runs now again, I'd be
I
surprised.
think
Yeah.
Although-
probably they all that it's a long time. It's
Yeah.
probably
Well,
how
I
they
gotta
all
tell
But
you,
vote.
honestly,
man.
if Bill ran again, I think he would win.
I think
Do you
he-
think so?
Yeah, I think
hope
he's-
so.
I
I
think
think
he's
he was.
doing
You
a
know,
lot
I know
of
you're.
hard
I know.
work
I
with the
know.
county
that
and-
sometimes you're critical of Bill.
No, because he's an outsider now, whereas before he was an insider. And so, with Rexanne and Ray, he was more of an insider. Now he's an outsider. Sometimes you need that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you
Well,
need
of course,
that.
you always need
Well,
it.
you
I mean,
need
otherwise it's
diversity.
an echo
You need-
chamber,
And I-
right?
and I don't
what are
think
we
he-
surrounded with? An echo chamber
Or a
these
salt
days, right?
chamber.
And the dude lost everything. He lost his house. I mean,
Oh,
he's
yeah. Hey, he's
Yeah.
suffering like everybody
Yeah,
else,
yeah,
you know.
yeah.
And Ed, I gotta tell you, all the council people have been working their butts off.
Yeah.
Knowing that, like you said, Bill's doing that, Jim's doing his. Dan, we walk past his house all
Right.
the time. He's
Yeah.
right in it too.
Yeah.
And the
Yep.
amount of time they're giving to the town, they have to be,
Yeah.
respected for the amount of time. It's unbelievable.
Yeah. Yeah, it's crazy things going on down there.
That's
So.
right.
It is
All right,
crazy.
dear.
Okay.
Thank you guys for coming so
Okay,
much. It's always
man.
so much
He's
fun to
just
have you on.
Oh,
So.
God. I
No,
can't-
we could do a whole
I
hour
wasn't able
together.
to bust your chops enough. That's only my regret.
We could do a whole hour with you guys on this.
I appreciate you having
Steve and
us on.
Cindy
Yeah.
Johnson, everybody.
All
All right.
Cheers.
Steve is not running for town council next year. Take it to the bank, baby. Take it to the bank. Marie, is Power Block Builders? Yes? Folks, before we go, we have to tell you about Power Block Builders. I think, hey, what the hell? Power Block Builders has built over 500 to 600 structural shells, not cells, but they're great. We love them. And we'll tell you more about them tomorrow. But right now, I'm going to tell you about Valerie's Lounge and Liquors. Yes, you probably saw Valerie on our show last week. I can't wait to get home and just sit in my backyard and just look at the pool. We have a really nice new pool, and it looks
They're
spectacular.
going. They need to go. They need to start.
I'm going to read the ad, dear.
Okay.
Wait, it's 6:17. They don't start at 6. Well, it's going to be good background music.
Okay. Well, as long as you're fine with it, because I told them to let it rip.
You let it rip. Well, you were good at.
Jeez.
They were practicing before or something. And
They need to warm
Yeah.
up. Go.
dear, I need to do my show the way I do my show.
No.
Yeah,
You just
and I
need
like
to finish on time.
Sometimes when you have
People's
guests like
eyes
Steve
are
and
go-
Cindy Johnson, I
Uh-huh.
mean, dear, I'll finish the show. You can go mingle with the people.
Your headphones when the music
No, I'm
starts.
totally cool with it. Valerie's Lounge and Liquors, people. Cheers isn't the only bar where everyone knows your name. Mangaritas is a place where people know your name, and so is Valerie's Lounge and Liquors, which is right across the street from the Walmart, close to Fort Myers Beach. You're going to Fort Myers Beach, you're going to see that big Walmart, and you're going to go to Valerie's Lounge and Liquors. It's very smoker friendly, and they have liquor, and they have a lounge. So we hope you'll stop by there. Folks, tomorrow morning, we're going to be at Wahoo Willie's at 11 o'clock. We have a spectacular show lined up. And then we're going to have a concert for the kids on Fort Myers Beach. Not everybody watches the show live, dear. Some people watch it on replay. Some people don't watch it at all. Most people don't watch it at all. And we hope to see you with your yellow shirt tomorrow night at Moss Marina. Thank you all for tuning in. Thank you to our guests. You all have a great weekend. Say it with me, dear.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, everybody. Thank you.